Okay, I got a really super deal on organic pears today. A 3-pound bag for $1.98. And again, organic pears. So I bought 36 pounds. So I'm going to can up some sliced pears, and I'm also going to make some like apple pear roll-ups and dehydrate those, and I'm going to see what else I might do with it. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I have just started canning them, so that's what I'm going to start with. I'm just going to can them in a light syrup. Just requires a water bath, warming the pears through, and then start sticking them in the jars. So let's get started. Okay, I've already sterilized my jars, and I just have them in the hot water bath right now. So we're going to fill them up and leave a 1/2 inch of head space in each one, a generous one. Okay, I just simply cored and sliced the pears. Didn't do anything fancy with them, so this is what they look like. And these pears are Bosc pears, and they are just delicious. So basically what I found is halved in a pint jar, I can get about 3½ whole pears. 3½ whole pears, that makes a lot of sense, huh? 3 whole pears and a half of another. Or I could just leave it 3 whole pears. I had some that I had cut up a little differently first, and I realized, why am I doing that? All I have to do is pare them or halve them. So that's what I switched to then. So I have a couple of little pieces that I'm sticking in here and there. And then once I'm done, I made a simple syrup, and you can do it differently some. If you want a heavy simple syrup, it's like 1 cup sugar to 1 cup water. I don't do that much. Ooh, overfilled it. I don't do that much. I like a light syrup. So about 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, 1 cup of sugar to about 4 cups of water usually does it for me. Like I said, I don't like it that sweet. And I have my towel here, and I have vinegar on my towel. So, and I'm going to put a little bit of water on it too, but I put some vinegar on it so when I clean those rims, it stays nice and clean. Okay, because with this sticky stuff, you really don't want it to get in between. And then, of course, use your little thing and go around the edges, get all those air bubbles out. And I can put a little bit more in there because I just need a 1/2 inch of headspace, and even if I'm going to make it generous, I don't need that much. Okay. I'm going to clean the jar again since I poured more syrup in just to be safe. And then I'm going to put my warmed lid, the lid was already warmed, in and just fingertip tight. Okay? Fingertip tight. And in the canner that one goes. So I'm going to finish doing the rest of these, and then I'll bring you along. Okay, all the jars are filled and in the canner. You want to make sure that the jars are completely covered. I usually like to make sure that there's at least 1 inch, maybe 2, above the jars. So I don't know if you can tell, it's probably about 1.5 inches from the way it looks right now over the top of the jars. I'm going to put the lid on, and we're going to bring it to a rolling boil until it is basically venting out of the side. I'll show you when we get there. Okay, and that's how you want the steam to be coming out. You want it to be good and going. So I set the timer now, and we're going to water can them for 20 minutes. Okay? And after 20 minutes, we're going to turn off the timer, or turn off the heat rather. We're going to wait 5 minutes, and then we're going to start removing the jars. Or you can just leave them sit in there till cool. It's up to you. But you do want to turn off the heat rather. Okay. When you lift them up, I've got this little thing that they sit in, and you can just pull it up with the two handles. But if you don't have that, and you just have the little thing that goes on the bottom, that's fine too. But when you pull them up, and they come out of the heat after a few seconds, sometimes it takes a few minutes, you'll start to hear the lids pop as it cools. So I'm taking them out of the canner, and I put them on a towel, and then I just leave them untouched until they cool down completely. Okay, you don't want to mess with them, and that's all there is to it. You then have yummy, delicious pears for some later time when you want them. It's wonderful.